Shalom, shalom, shalom. I would like to give all praises, double honor, and glorification to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Wamalaki Yahushua. Right? I would like to give all praises, double honor, and glorification to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Wamalaki Yahushua. Right? So today's going to be a quick little video, touching on our garments, and how we got to have our garments together and arrayed in a righteous fashion by the time Yahweh shall return, So we just gonna dive into this thing real quick. So we're gonna start off with I'm already here. 1 Peter 2:9. It says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." Right? So us as a nation of Israel, we are a nation of kings and a nation of priests, man. Right? Because when you dive into the law, right, it was Aaron, his seed that was supposed to be arrayed in glorious garments, to do the work of the Lord in the temple. They had to have mighty, glorious garments on. But, we a whole nation of kings and priests. So, just how they had to carnally appear in a glorious fashion before the Lord, we have to spiritually appear in a glorious fashion, before the Lord. You understand? We have to have our spiritual garments. Basically, essentially, just saying we have to have our spirit right when Yahweh shall return. Now, on the carnal level, it's due to the priests, right? But on the spiritual level, and that go for all Israel, because we a nation of kings and priests, right? Our spirits have to be arrayed in a glorious, beautiful fashion by the time Yahweh shall get back, right? So let's grab another one real quick. Get the book of Exodus chapter 19 and verse 6 real quick. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 19 and verse 6. It says, "And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel." So it's commanded to the children of Israel to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? So the depiction of the garment, right? That pertains to us as well, man, as a whole nation. Right? I want to go to Sirach real quick. Ecclesiasticus chapter 45, verses 7 through 12. So let's check out how, Aaron was supposed to be arrayed, even on a carnal level. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 45, and verse 7. It says, "An everlasting covenant he made with him and gave him the priesthood among the people. He beautified him with comely ornaments and clothed him with a robe of glory." Right? So the Lord said, plain upon tables, that he beautified Aaron with comely ornaments, man. And he clothed them with a robe of glory. So we already started off reading, jumping right into this thing, how Aaron was arrayed in a very beautiful fashion when it came to the garments and the things that pertain to him, that he had to array himself in when it was time to appear before the Lord to do the work. Right? And this is talking about Aaron. This is on a literal level. He literally had to have the garments on, the linen ephod with the robe of blue. He had to have the breastplate of judgment with all the stars pertaining to the 12 tribes of Israel. He had to have a signet upon his shoulders bearing the names of the children of Israel. He had to have the Urim and the Thummim in that thing as well. And they had to have bonnets for glory and for beauty as well. And this is all literal. But it all stands for something on the spiritual aspect as well, which is our spirits. Because this is how Aaron and his sons had to be arrayed. Well, Aaron had specifically, the ephod and stuff like that. No, but his sons had to be arrayed in, mighty robes as well, mighty garments as well, and they had to appear before the Lord in this fashion on a carnal level. But it's all symbolic for how we got to appear before the Lord on a spiritual level in this very glorious, beautified, comely fashion. Right? Let's keep reading verse 8. It says, "He put upon him perfect glory and strengthened him with rich garments." Right? Then the Lord said that we rich in spirit, right? We are rich in faith, right? We ought to be rich in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? It says strengthen him with rich garments. So our spirit got to be clothed with the richness of the Lord, which is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, this truth, full of faith, full of mighty righteous works, having our spirit in order. It says with breeches and with a long robe and with the ephod. He compassed him with pomegranates and with many golden bells round about, that as he went there might be a sound and a noise made that might be heard in the temple. It says, for a memorial to the children of his people, with a holy garment, with gold and blue silk and purple, the work of the embroidery, with a breastplate of judgment, and with the Urim and Thummim, with twisted scarlet, the work of the cunning workman, with precious stones, graven like seals, and set in gold, the work of the jeweler, with a writing engraved for a memorial, after the number of the tribes of Israel. He set a crown of gold upon the meat tree, wherein was engraved holiness, an ornament of honor, a costly work, the desires of the eyes, goodly and beautiful. Right? So Aaron was arrayed in such a glorious and beautiful fashion when it came to his garment on a carnal level. Right? And our spiritual garments, which is really just symbolic for our spirit, has to be arrayed in a beautiful fashion before the Lord. Right? Before the eyes of the Lord. And before his son Yahushua when he returned. Right? And he had that crown upon his head, and it said holiness on there. Right? And when you read about it in Exodus, it says holiness to the Lord. And we got to appear holy before the Lord day in and day out, week in and week out. So we got to have our garments together by the time Yahweh shall return. AKA, we have to have our spirits together. Right? Let me get this precept real quick. All right, this is the book of Revelation, right? Chapter 19 and verse 7. Revelation 19 and 7, it reads, "Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife have made herself ready." Hey, we're that wife unto the Lord, right? We'll get precept on that. We are that wife unto the Lord. That's plain upon table. We have to make ourselves ready for the marriage. When you come to the marriage, you can't come with just, dusty, busty clothes on, shoes on the wrong feet, the right shoe curving to the left and the, what I'm trying to say, your shoes on the wrong feet, right? Your left shoe going in one direction and your right shoe going in another direction, man. All jammed up, right? Shoestrings coming out, right? A rip in your jeans, your kneecap coming out, right? A white tee that got the unruly stains under the armpits, right? And a fitted cap cocked to the side, and that's off. All that will be symbolic for coming to the wedding very wickedly, right? We have to make ourselves ready in righteousness and holiness, making sure our spirits is right and intact when our King come back, right? Because we're a wife unto the Lord, right? We're a wife unto the Lamb, his son, right? Yahushua. We have to make ourselves ready. It says, verse 8, it says, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen. Hey, so we have to be arrayed in this fine linen. Clean and white. What does that mean? Righteous, holy, pure, undefiled. Right? When something is pure white, it's magnificent. It's magnificent. It's glorious. It's extremely beautiful. Right? When something is clean, pure, and white. See, Aaron and them garments, they were beautiful. Now, they might not have literally been the color white, but they resemble great beauty, right? So our spirits have to resemble great beauty, which essentially is saying we have to be righteous as possible, full of works, full of faith, full of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Our spirits have to be right. They have to be beautiful and glorious like Aaron's garments, and they have to be pure and undefiled and white, like we're reading about right here in Revelation 19. Reading on, it says, "For the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints." Right? Aaron's garments was made out of fine linen. It's the righteousness. So our spirits have to be right. They have to be arrayed in that fine linen. Our spirits have to be arrayed in righteousness. Right? Let me get the precept real quick. This book of Isaiah. No. Salakia. Yeah, I think I want Isaiah. Let me see. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, and verse 5. It says, "For thy maker is thy husband. The Lord of hosts is his name. And thy redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The God of the whole earth shall he be called." So the Lord is our husband, right? He is our husband, right? And his son is our husband as well, man. Right? That's why the marriage is getting prepared for the Lamb. We is that wife that got to be, ordained unto the Lamb. Right? And we belong to Yahweh while Yahweh shine. Okay? Plain upon tables. I just wanted to get that real quick. And then let me get one more. Let me get Baruch 5:2. This is the book of Baruch, right? Chapter 5. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 5. I'm gonna start at verse 1, Salakia. Check this out here. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 5, verse 1. Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from God forever. Right? So, the Lord told us we got to get ready to put off this garment of mourning and affliction. See, right now, we're going through mourning and affliction. That's true. But while we're going through this mourning and affliction, that don't give us the right for our garments to look dusty and busted and disgusted just because we're going through mourning and affliction. It don't give us the right to do that. Right? While we're going through this bitterness right now, while we're going through this mourning and affliction, we still have to strive day in and day out to make sure our garment looks, what the Lord say, comely. Right? Beautiful. Right? So this is how we have to strive to be. We have to strive to make our spirits comely and beautiful and glorious before the Lord. You can't kind of say, well, we're going through trial and tribulation, we're in captivity, so we can be niggas. No. Your spirit, you can't have nigga spirit. Just because we're in a low state and we're going through mourning and affliction does not give you the right to just be a downright nigga, man. Right? Your spirit just abominable. No. While we're in this low state, going through our trials and tribulation, our affliction, while we drinking of that cup, drinking of the wrath of the Lord right now, going through our trials and tribulation, our affliction, we have to still make sure our spirits is right. Right? We have to make sure our spirits is comely and beautiful and righteous before the Lord. It says verse 2. Cast about thee a double garment of the righteousness which cometh from God, and set a diadem on thy head of the glory of the everlasting. Right? So, right, we're going through it right now. We have to be casting a double garment of righteousness upon us, man. Meaning what? We have to be going hard in this thing to make sure that our spirits is arrayed in righteousness before the Lord. Arrayed in righteousness by the time Yahweh shall come back. Right? And what is righteousness for us? That's Deuteronomy 6:25 all day long. And the law is our righteousness, man. Right? So we have to be full of righteous works, keeping the law to the best of our ability, and we have to be full of faith. So at the end of the day, we may be ordained in fine linen and pureness and righteousness and holiness by the time Yahweh shall get back. So through the Spirit, by the time our King get back, Lord willing, all of our spirits is arrayed in righteousness and comely and beautiful before the Lord, man. Right? So, Lord willing, brothers and sisters was edified through the Spirit and power of the Most High Yahweh by Shema Mashiach, Wamalak Yahweh Shai. Right? And let's work on getting those garments arrayed in that beautiful, glorious fashion. AKA, let's work on getting our spirits right for the Lord, that we may have mercy in the day of judgment. Right? And with that, Shalom.